Somebody's cuter than me. Well, actually, everybody's cuter than me. Darn it. Did it again. I need a window. Where is it? Oh, I don't have the music up yet. Total cuteness. Where is it? Hello Kitty's got an update. What? I just updated it. Well, hello, Miss Joyful Designs. Am I in trouble or something? Or you just, I'm a little late, you're a little early. Hopefully I'm not in trouble. How are you doing, sweetheart? Kids treating you nice? Blah, blah. You getting ready for Halloween? Do you guys do Halloween? Is it like a big thing over there? You have been patiently waiting. Yeah, my roommate wanted to practice driving today, and he did really good. So I'm confident he will pass his test with flying colors. Short of one of those automatic fail things. Boy, I spelled that wrong. How do you spell digital? Cozy chat live sexy. Can't write that. Oh, you don't do Halloween? Oh, that's a shame. Halloween's the best. It was a joke. I didn't need. Okay, thank you. Been waiting patiently. Phone been going off like crazy. I wonder what you would do if you blew up on them and said, "Don't call me in the morning." They'd probably all be freaked out, and some of them looking for new jobs and panicking. Oh no, we got Mom mad. We better run for the hills. Get to work, slackers. She's coming. Oh, so instead of handing out candy, you'd rather just be drinking. Got it. Check. Makes sense. There are probably a lot of people like that. So I'll tell you a funny story before we get into the drawing. So today I woke up and I had this wild hair in my butt. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do something today. I'm going to accomplish trimming my bushes. So I have this burning bush, this bright red sucker, and I was like, you know what? It's now 7 feet tall, 8 feet tall. I need to cut it back, so I was going to cut it in half. Took me about an hour and a half. And then I took a nap because that used all my energy just to try to cut it down. I was like, I don't even have the strength. So I cut it down. I cut it into pieces. I got it all ready to go for the bag. Now tomorrow I got to go out and try to put it in a bag. But my God, I don't have the energy. It's like this recovery time is taking forever. But I did cut it down, or cut enough of it down, and I cleared back a few tree branches and trying to reclaim my yard before my yard reclaims me, kind of thing. And the front yard's going to be nasty. But I don't know what to do there. But we'll figure it out. But yeah, so yesterday we were drawing flowers. Oh, you told them on the pain of death don't ring them this morning? Anybody ring you? Anybody forget? Little Bobby gonna make a mistake and call? All right. That window's ready. That window's ready. That window's ready. Okay. So yeah, so we were painting this, or we were just drawing sakura flowers and roses, which I think is like cheating because it's not actually hand drawing me. It's just taking a pen and going magically, here's some flowers. But it's kind of cool. Still fun, relaxing, nice and cozy. Because I got bored last night and just kind of like, oh yeah, let's just go cozy. But good. And we're getting ready for October to do this, you know, challenge or whatever it is. Do I have any liquid up here? Yeah. So how was your Monday? I missed you this morning, so I don't know if you streamed. I didn't even check. So I've been running around puttering. $8 to gift a sub to take first place on her channel? Man, it's expensive. $8 a sub now? Holy smokes. Did I watch her the other day? Is that where I found her? Oh, she's cute, doing a good job. Wasn't too bad. You kept busy. Where it was the phone call about next week's delivery handled correctly. It's not for another week, fellas. And you're calling. Mommy's gonna be mad. Oh my god. Yeah, that. Oh. Using some loppers and cranking down on branches all day kind of hurts. I guess they weren't kidding. It took like a year to get your body back into something where you can function. My list. Oh yeah. So that was the thing too. Like I was thinking of putting flowers. So let's do this really quick. Hold on. This is what I was doing yesterday, and this is where it gets funky. No, there is something there. So the question was, let's put a bunch of roses in here. Ta-da! And I did a background. And that's how easy that was. I don't like roses, so let me do cherry blossoms. Let me make it a little bit smaller, so I can put lots of them. How pretty is that? You know what I mean? But that's a pen. That's not me hand drawing though. It's a brush. See, the other thing with digital art, there are variations on brushes, right? So for example, your glitter, you just pick a color and you go to town. It's controlled. I don't have to vacuum. It's just glitter. If I want to add feathers, and put a couple feathers in here or whatever, it's controlled. Just pick a color. You want to add blood stains. Maybe it's one of those splatter paintings covered. You know, but it's kind of neat. Or you want to add the night sky. Maybe some sparkles. You know what I mean? But that's the beauty of digital art. Like you can do, is that cheating? That's the next question. I don't know. I mean, if it's got presets, if it like draws circles like bubbles everywhere, is it cheating? Probably not. You still have to place them, kinda. And it's kind of what's the neat part of it, right? God, I'm gonna have to go down and get my noodles. But yeah, so that's what we did yesterday. Toward the end of the stream, I did this little quick drawing, put some flowers on a page and started to color them. Just randomly. So I can make coloring pages of just flowers. Well, that's actually arts and crafty. I've never seen that. That's actually kind of cool, though. Taking like a drawing of an Enderman, a Minecraft character, drawing an outfit for it, cutting it all out, putting it all together so it looks like he's wearing an outfit with you know, like the tape you use and the foam tape and whatever. So cutting out crafts. But yeah, so that's what I was doing. So I'm kind of when I'm in a mellow mood, I just putter. And so yeah, so today I got up and I wanted to do some cleaning, so I was getting some stuff done. It was kind of nice until I had to have a nap. That's where I just need to, you know, somebody who wants to come take care of my gardens, come stay a few days, take a vacation, and do my yard. Go right ahead. I'm not the garden guy. But tomorrow I can bag it all up and then start doing the next bush. One day at a time. Oh, Valorant is gifting me subs. Must be nice. Everybody getting some good gift subs. That's always weird as a streamer too, right? Like I sit here and I'm looking and I'm getting a ton of gift subs from other channels that somebody has given to me or Valorant has given to me, which means that subathon is working for their channels. So, you know, somebody's donating 5 subs. For every 5 subs, Valorant will add 1 sub, right? So if I got the Valorant one, that means somebody just got 5 subs. I was like, that's awesome. There's only 2 days left. If I could get it happen to my channel, it'd be great. No, wait a minute. I lost the window. Oh, I lost the window. Hold on. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. But it's cool. Oh. Let me do my check to see if... Oh, did it work? Did it not work? Right, yeah, it's working. No, it's not working. Something's missing. The YouTube sub's not working? Is that not broadcasting? There's something wrong with that. And why is my channel not broadcasting to Twitch? I remember that happened yesterday and I forgot to check it. I forgot to check it. Now I need to find a... I need a Japanese house. We need to look at something. Oh, well, let me look at the real estate in Japan right now. Featured house 6 million yen. 17 million yen. Kyoto. Let me translate 17 million yen. 17,800,000 yen to Canadian. $1.7. So hold on. So 17,800. Oh, I'm missing 2 zeros. $1,780,000 $167,000. Well, that's not bad. Dude, I can afford a home in Japan. Wait a minute. Really? In Kyoto. Traditional style home. Really? You have to live in Japan. Oh, I don't think I can legally. I don't think that you can't just buy a home and live there. I don't know what the rule is on that. I'd have to look. I mean, if I wanted to go to Japan, I'd have to stay at my mother's apartment in Japan, so. When she's not there, so. She's going back in October, but. Oh, wait a minute. That's in US dollars. It's not very expensive at all. In this, wherever this site is. I wonder why. Ad break. But anyway. I need to draw my next picture. I need a game or something. Or I need to go to bed early and say, screw it, I'm going to bed early. Because I've been laying down all day. I've been working. Alright, so let's change the height and width here so the canvas goes the other way. And voila! Coloring page done just for you. What are valid life choices? Whether I move to Japan or... I don't think I would move to Japan, ultimately. Because I don't speak enough of it to understand it. And I'd probably go bankrupt. Oh, draw, game, or sleep. Plus, see, I wouldn't be able to work there. I'd have to get a work visa first. And maybe go teach English or something. I was going to do that. Teach English in Japan. I should have done that. Of course, then, you know, you get a girlfriend, get married, all that fun jazz, you know, and then just kind of change your whole meaning of life. Even though I would have been happy eating ramen every day. Some things are just best left undone. Or unsaid, or whatever. I don't know what the term is. What is it? Unsaid? Undone. Girls, they either love you or hate you. Never both. Oh, maybe hold on a second. if I do this, oh, that's where I screwed up. Okay, hold on. Because if I do a porch, on a traditional building, boy, that angle looks funny, doesn't it? It looks like that slopes down. Is that correct or is that wrong? Hold on a second. Because pillar, 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 right? Then you have another one coming this way. Pillar, pillar. Then the door here would be, so there's a door there, doorway here. Yeah, that's right, I guess. It just looks like it slopes down. Huh, I'd have to relook at some angles. Inktober is basically, okay, here I'll show you really quick. Anything, you can do whatever you want. It's really just basically, I will start with a pencil, okay, and say I'm going to do a mustache, and I'm just going to sketch. I'm going to sketch my mustache, right? And then it's like, all right, now I'm going to grab my ink. So there's an ink pen, right? You can either sketch or not sketch. And now I'm going to decorate my mustache. And that's it. No, I didn't color any of them because it was just ink. It's just an ink drawing, right? So black and white ink drawing. So say, for example, if it was face, right? I could just say, okay, well, let me do the traditional, you drew an eye, whatever, you have your nose, you want to do your mouth, ear, whatever. And say you don't want to do the other side and you want to do something different. Well, then, draw your shape, whatever. But then take this part and ink it in, give whatever contrast you're doing, right? I mean, it's basically do whatever, but you're doing, well, no, you can use color. If you have colored inks, like I have colored pens, like I have these, which I think are the same as your microns you're using. I have these, but this is red and pink, but they're pens. And then I have blue, green, purple. I have regular ink pens that are just colored, see? So I can do lines in different colors. You don't have to be traditionally black and white or blue. You can do whatever, red, whatever you want to draw in. The whole point of it is just to get you to, here's a topic, draw. Right? Of course, you want to do flotation devices, draw flotation devices. Some pictures you can get elaborate, some you don't have to. It depends on the person, right? It's just designed to get you to draw and have fun with it, right? I was asked to do it last year, so I did it and turned out pretty well. Of course, that crowd that watched me last year isn't here this year, so I don't know how it's going to turn out this year. But yeah, like I'm looking forward to doing like an elaborate crown, whatever, right? And it doesn't have to be fancy. I mean, you can just do simple. And that way people know what they are, right? And This is just, say this is on paper, right? Just picture this on paper. There's a crown, right? You don't have to necessarily be fully detailed. You could have sketched it out ahead of time. You could, if you want to put a person's head in there, put a person's head in there. You know, it's just whatever, right? Crown. The whole thing, it's the topic was crown. You know, then if you want to say, oh, you know, well, I want to make her crown. If I want to sit here and color this and I want to make it orange. You know, do whatever. If you go and you look at like Inktober online or what other people did, some of them are so intense. I mean, they get out the colors, they get out the, you know, black and whites look like, the black and white drawing looks like it's real, like you could touch it. I mean, it's so intense, right? But for me, it's just do whatever you like to do. Just, you know, practice, right? You want to work on, you know, gluing paper together, glue paper together. It's just whatever works. It's just to get you in the habit of, okay, let me draw something. You can add color. You do whatever you want. But that's the whole point, right? It's just get out there and do it. Get out there and draw. Like, I don't even remember what all the topics were this year. Let me pull that up. I don't even know if I like half of them, if I remember correctly. Oh, and you can go through the Inktober 24. I posted every one of the pictures I did in Discord, so they're all there. You can see what everybody else did, too. So it's not just, you know, that Giggy full of crap guy. Like Blunder. Blunder, I don't know how to, I'm not going to know how to color paint Blunder. Or lesson, like how to draw a lesson. But button, I'm going to have fun with. Oh, yeah. But, you know, that's the whole point about art, right? Art in anything, whether you paint, you know, or you paper mache, watercolor, ink. Hey, Dark. Starfish will be a good one on here. Deer, I don't like doing deers. And, you know, maybe I'll do a play on the deer. Shredded, you know, I can't do a picture of me, you know. It won't be appropriate. Oh, you're so full of crap, Gigi. Yeah. Deal. Oh, that one's easy. I could do deal. But yeah, I mean, it's just to get you out there to draw something and post it in there, right? Yes, they can be in color. You can color. But I did them all in black and white. That way, because originally it was like I was going to do them all black and white and keep them basic. That way, if later I said, here, you want to color these? Give them away, color them. Because I think is it general? Hold on. There's one channel. I'll have to find it. That's my dog. There's one channel where I give away some blank drawing paper. Printed. You can print and draw whatever you want. I don't remember where it was. I'll have to make a new channel and just give drawing pages. Because a lot of these, you know, I leave them black and white. And if you want to draw them, draw them. If you want to color them, I should say. I really don't care, right? Yeah, the parachuting gnome. Yeah, that was the yummy gnome we did. See, a lot of times, too, I think last year it was basically, when I was drawing these, there was a lot of, like, interaction between me and you. So a lot of the drawings, somebody'd say, oh, what about this? And I'd say, okay, let me see if I can incorporate that into the drawing. So it kind of became a 4-hour process, you know? Like right here, we could have said, "Oh, we did a crown, but now let's do it on a woman," you know, or let's do it on an ostrich, or you know, or whatever, right? So you know, that's what we did, right? And last year, I used the same pumpkin guy or skeleton guy, and I used, you know, when I drew the original skeleton face, I used that same guy in every picture that required a guy, because of Halloween, right? So this year I might do, I don't know, we'll draw a new guy or take the same guy and I'll continue the theme where like this right here, you know, this would have been a skeleton, you know, like you'd have seen his face, whatever, and you know who it is, right? And that's what it is, right? It's just have fun, right? Because I think I enjoy the teaching part of it, or the talking people through stuff. Like I'm more than happy to, you know, talk art theory or art processes or 3D printing, whatever, you know, which I'm sorry at, but you know, I don't mind discussing things and saying, hey, you know, how did you color this, or how did you draw that, or you know, when are you ever gonna finish this boat back here, you know? Or can we do it in crayon? Or, you know, you can do it in whatever you want. I really don't care if you use pen or pencil or crayon or marker or paintbrush. Just draw something, you know, because it's only going to, if you only put it in my Discord, it's not going anywhere anyway. Except when we show and talk about it. Do show and tell. See, you know what this one's missing? Oops, hold on. I know what this picture is missing. Better not do that. Hold on. We gotta fix that. That's not gonna work for me. Yeah, but you can do whatever you want, right? Art is such a. I feel like art. North America. Let me just say, North America, being as conservative as the U.S. is, it's kind of. I always felt like the U.S. has this way of stunting growth in art, because unlike in Europe or Asia, you know, if you draw a nude figure, that's what it is. It's not pornographic, right? It's just you draw a nude figure. But in the West, it's like everything's, oh, you're doing a sin, it's bad, this and that. It's like, no. You know, if somebody's drawing flowers and you don't like roses and they drew roses, it's not bad because you don't like roses, or roses are uncharacteristic of, I don't know, church or whatever, right? It's horrible. So I'm all for, you want to draw whatever you want. You know, I don't gatekeep art, you know. However, if you draw a bunch of nudes and put them in my channel, I can't show them on stream. You know, that's a Twitch thing, right? That's not a Giggy thing. I'm not going to tell you like, oh, your picture was crap. But, you know, I'm not going to gatekeep it, but I do have to play within the rules. Whatever Twitch has got. Yeah, I've got a whole bunch of color pens over here. Actually, all of these too. These pens are all colored. Got a box of these. These are great too, by the way, because they look like pencils. They feel like pencils, but they're colored pens. You know, with real fine tips. So I may whip these out and do, you know, a whole scene. Groceries are here. And I've got these colored pens, these Statlers. Oh, I got Sharpies. I might whip out a Sharpie. Do some work in some Sharpies. Pit Artist pen, Faber-Castell. It's fox time. What did the fox say? Bing, 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 ring a ding ding. Whatever. Man, that woman's got better ears than I do. I'm gonna have to 3D print some really killer ears. Or print myself a Day of the Dead mask. Sugar Skull. Wear one of those. Yeah, so that's a crown. And you can draw whatever you want. Inktober is just basically draw. Get out there and draw whatever you like. Let me see. Let's pull up the list again. Pez Liz, what? Oh yeah, that's when they're busting my balls. So mustache, that's easy to do. Weave, okay. Crown, murky. Ooh, murky might be tough. Deer, Pierce. That one. No, that was easy to do. Starfish. That's going to be fun. I like starfish. Reckless. Heavy. That one's going to be easy too, but it depends on how I see a lot of these I like to play with the word. You know, I do a play on the word, so. But I'll keep it clean because I don't want people getting mad. I just got to remember my audience is older and younger. Can't do something reckless. Draw pictures for one and not the other. Trunk. That could be anything. Blunder would be kind of hard. I guess I could draw a man. And we could just say God's blunder. Just kidding. Don't get mad at me, man. I'm not the one who created you. Because I remember having a discussion. I remember because I took quite a few religious courses in college, in universities, because I went to 3 of them, right? And it was always funny because the question when it came to Adam and Eve, right? And so finally, I went this last one I went to, they said, oh, well, if Eve didn't do this, everybody would live in perfect whatever. And I said, And then I gave an answer that I once heard at the first university I went to. I said, well, wait a minute. If God had made Adam better, Eve wouldn't have had to go for the apple. Right? And man, did that bring an uproar and all kinds of chaos in there, right? Because she wouldn't have been tempted to eat it if Adam was perfect. Right? So it's weird because that thought, Adam and Eve were the perfect beings, right? Yet one was tempted away, which should not happen. Hence, Adam had to be a failure. You know, if you look at it like that, it's like, wow, it changes the whole narrative, right? But boy, you can really get under some people's skin who don't like. It's always funny too, because you'll take a class, and there's always people in there who are so dead set on their beliefs. And it's like, you're not trying to destroy their view, but when you try to tell them, hey, be open-minded, they can't open their mind. You know, and it's sad because it's like, you know, that's like people got mad at me or something. I remember I had a little falling out with the Crafty Collective last year. Because we were having a discussion about, you know, communities and being parts of groups and how everybody should be a partner. And so I gave the example and I mentioned Supreme's name. And so, but the time that somebody was listening to me, you know, because I always give both sides. So it's like you know, here's the devil's advocate, here's the regular side. So let's openly talk, you know, like I talk both sides. Somebody went and told her I was just bashing her or being negative to her. And then I got in trouble. And it was like, okay, you know, I didn't say anything that was nasty. You know, we were just having a conversation and then somebody went and cried. Oh, look what Giggy said, you know, and it was like, really, come on. So they call me professor. You know, you're supposed to be able to talk about whatever you want. You know, if it offends you and hurts you and you can't be open-minded, well, I can't help you. But yeah, so it's like with some of these, like I pushed the envelope, whatever, right? Onion's going to be fun too. And puzzling will be easy. And you can just do it in three quick pictures. But, you know, art is art. So you just gotta draw. Yeah, back to my. And I could do all these digital too, but I'm actually gonna do pen and paper. Just because I wanna you know, I want that rigidity of like, oh, you drew a line, that's permanent. That was the other thing too, because I hadn't done, because last year when I did it, I was sick, right? So I had to really be cautious drawing with pen. Like I hadn't drawn with pen in so long. Because even when I sketch in pencil usually. And if I sketch in pen, you know, it's just a sketch. And then I turn around and draw on another piece of paper, right? But when you try to keep it to one sheet of paper, it's hard. Now, why do I... Oh, yeah, that's right. It's because her name's Neil. Now I remember. Oh, that's right. She was doing the frogs or something last time. No, they were slugs. That's what it was. Slugs. I remember now. They were slugs. Firefly, I think, is going to be the hardest one for me. Because if I try to draw a firefly, I don't know if I can draw the light. If I just do black and white. So I might have to get out the colored pens. Or markers. Oh boy. God, you know, it was hard too, because working in the yard today, oh my God. having to take some loppers and cut it and squeeze? Well, no, you draw. You drew barbed wire around your card. Yes, you can draw. What's today? Tuesday? Is it Cheesy Might Scroll Day? But doodling is drawing. Doodling is just sketching. Is making a doodle, which is drawing. I used to doodle all the time, but I get in trouble when the stick figures were bent over one another when I was a kid. You know, but no, I'm kidding. But you know, you can do whatever you want. I mean, I doodle all the time on papers. Like if you go through my entire university paper stack of paperwork, like say I'll be in a class that's mathematics, right? So you'll get a formula like sine minus cosine equals tangent over whatever, right? You'll get some formula. And then above it'll be like little, you know, little drawing, a little guy, whatever. And that's my entire university career. It's oh, teacher said this, I'm taking notes, and then it's like, oh, let me draw this picture. You know. That's my entire 12 years. Hold on. Five. Like, no, I'm sorry. Entire 15 years at university? High school, whatever, university, elementary school. I doodle all the time. I mean, I've got doodles. And that's why I don't throw everything away, because I go through, like, before I shred the papers, I go through and look to see if there's any doodles, because I draw characters, right? And then I'll say, oh, that character actually looks kind of cool. You know. And it was bad, too, because in my coding classes, it'd be writing formulas, or writing if statements or loops or whatever, and then there'd be a drawing there, and I'd draw, like, if it was we'll say if x plus 3 equals whatever, then, there'd be a formula here. I'd do a doodle, but I'd put it right through my formula, and I couldn't see what this was, and it'd be like, oh crap, what was that? And I had to get like, no, don't draw, formulas through, don't draw through my formulas or through my coding. So I had to put the coding on the side. It's like, okay, paper, right? Code, drawing over here, more code, drawing. You know what I mean? I had to like organize my notebook because I draw. And I think a lot of it is too, it's not that I'm bored with listening to the person. That's kind of cool. It's just that, oh, you guys are an ad break. I gotta wait. You don't want to be in an ad break. You know what to do. It's time for you to throw down the moolah. Pay Twitch, because Twitch will be happy. Your $8 or whatever it is nowadays. I don't even know how much it costs anymore. Nor do I pay attention to it, but... Oh, Dub's doing art. What is Dub doing? I'll do a check-in because I'm supposed to. Oh, she is drawing like leaves or something. And she tried to stunt your artistic ability right there. Yep. Did you stream this morning or last night there, Joy? I can't remember. 'Cause I didn't watch the VOD, but I will watch it tomorrow before I go out in the yard and hurt myself. Were you doing Christmas cards? Oh, I can just put the VOD on now. I don't know why I didn't. I should ask my mother if I can move to Japan. Oh, okay. That's a perfect picture. Oh, gorgeous. Huh. You type in Japanese houses anime, and one of them pops up a traditional Japanese bathhouse. Well, that's what I'm going to draw for my harem picture right there. A traditional Japanese bathhouse. Yeah, I miss my grandmother's house in Japan. Oh my God, it was gorgeous. The train used to go by, and you knew what time it was because the train would go by and shake the house. Yeah, I would live if I could live in Japan. I would live in Japan. I miss it. I do miss it. And I think part of it is too, because every time I've gone and visited, you know, not being able to speak necessarily the language, but you just get to watch and see everybody, you know, go about their day, and it's like a peaceful, you know, whatever. You kind of miss that, you know, simplicity, right? In things that we do. Ow! Cross my. So she's raising money for Boobtober. Raising money for breast cancer. This will be my first campaign ever. My goal is $200. I'll just cover that. I have a few incentives for people who donate. Also reaching 100 and 200. I will have a couple giveaways. September 29th, October. Oh, cool. Dub! Welcome in, Dub. Dub's doing Boobtober. Oh, wait a minute. What's today? 29, right? Oh, tomorrow we got a new thing for stream. Tomorrow's release of Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles. So that's what we'll be playing. I'm excited for the remaster. I love it. And that's one of the games, like, it's kind of interesting because if I look back at games like Final Fantasy Tactics, Legend of Zelda, Fire Emblem, you know, things like that. Those Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons, those games really got me into wanting to draw characters or chibis or cute little whatevers. And so I'm kind of looking forward to it. Oh, I love Tactics. That was such a great being able to upgrade classes and doing all kinds. Oh, I love Tactics. Of course, then, you know, you couldn't go wrong with 7, 8, 9, 10. That branch was good. The only problem with like 1 to 6, I should go back and play 1 to 6, but it's hard to go back for me to go back so retro. Which I'm kind of glad they're remastering and making things a little cleaner. But it's hard to go back and play something really retro. Like I can't do the original Legend of Zelda with the top down. It is so hard to go back. Thank you for the check-in, Dub. Are you drawing a leaf there? Is that what you're drawing, leaves? If you can hear me, because I'm watching you and you're watching me. I'm not drawing anything, but I wonder, can I just do a stream where I'm just chatting about other people's streams that we're watching, and we can watch somebody while I'm eating? Dog paw stained glass effect. Is that what that is? Ah, okay, I see it now. Nice. Yeah, I didn't see it. Okay, so there is a... Okay, I see what the stained glass effect is. Okay. Nice. So, Joy, you never answered the question, what was for lunch today? She's like, no, last night I made homemade soup, so I'm having lentils and blah, blah, blah. Oh, here's a question I'll ask you. Since you're a baker or a pastry chef or a cook, Google Box is watching people watching TV and talking. Yes, TV is that bad over here. What, you guys got tired of watching Back to the Country or Great English Baking Show or hold on. It's on every night at 6. Oh my god, what is it? It's oh my god, I can't remember the name of the show. Hold on. It's on CTV, isn't it? CTV British drama. No, it's not that. It's not that. Oh no, it's on CBC or BBC. Tudors Blue Jean. Nope. How come I can't remember the name of this TV show? List of British TV shows available in Canada. Oh, Downton Abbey. I gotta watch that. The Tudors I liked. I need to finish that. Nice, we get Mr. Bean. Oh my god, I can't believe I can't find the name of the show. You love Google Box? I don't even know what that is. I'd have to look that up. Oh, it's Escape to the Country. That's a good one. I like that house show. I watch that all the time. Coronation Street. Sorry. It was Coronation Street. And of course, Daniel's Tiger's Neighborhood. That was just great. Jamie Oliver's cooking. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there's a couple British shows I like. Robot Warrior Scrap Heap Challenge any day. You can only agree on Google Box. Goggle Box. Well, you know, the thing about TV shows, it's there's so many of them. And then the good ones always get cut early. Like it was kind of funny, like in Spartacus, I guess. I just watched that the other night because that night I had insomnia, couldn't sleep. So I watched a couple of episodes of Spartacus. Man, was that ever good. I was like, wow, how did I miss this series? But they got a new Spartacus coming, you know, this year. And I'm like, oh, I can't wait now. So I got to go catch up. Yeah, there's a lot of shows I got to watch. I haven't done. I don't know. I like the HGTV stuff. I like watching the home renovation shows, which are mostly phony, but it's still kind of neat. I like the baking shows, because I'm a foodie. And yes, food is the number one important thing to any person in this world, because it opens opportunity for conversation. It opens opportunity to understand somebody's culture. It opens up the opportunity for inclusiveness. Food is very important. So food is on top. Maybe I should go to Japan this year or next year. We'll live stream from Japan. And then we'll go down to Australia and try to catch the American football game. Ooh, that would be a plan, huh? I better win the lottery. I better go out there and buy some lottery tickets. Or if my OnlyFans would take off, I'd make a few bucks, but nobody likes looking at sickly old people. That's crazy. All right, Joy, you'll have a good day. Enjoy cheese and crackers. And just remember, got any grapes? Got any grapes? Did you make it phone call free? I don't know if she said, did she make it phone call free? Did she? Woo! Of course, that won't happen tomorrow, but have fun at work. Oh, she gets groceries every day delivered. So it's fresh every day. She's a cook. She likes to cook. I would probably do that if I lived in Britain. I'd go to the grocery store every day just so I had fresh salad or something. You know, because you guys have smaller fridges than we do in North America. Our fridges in North America are like having a car. I mean, if you think about it, in my house, because of COVID, I have a fridge, 3 stand-up freezers. I've got more stuff I got to throw out. I've got 2 fridges in this house, actually, and a bunch of freezers. Because of COVID. Thank you, COVID. Because over here, COVID was crazy. Like, you'd go to the grocery store, your shelves were bare. I mean, bare. You were lucky to get the last can of whatever. And if you didn't like your beans with maple syrup, well, you're going to have beans and maple syrup. Bye, Joy. Have a good day. Thanks for coming. I think that's how it goes. Ha. But, yeah, I got to get my stuff ready for this October crap. Should go down and heat up those noodles, too. That is such a cool effect, that. Gotta remember to do that. Yeah, I want to draw a Japanese house. Yeah, see, in American style fridges and freezers, it's good and it's bad, right? The good thing is you can put a lot of stuff in it. The bad thing is you forget what the stuff's in it, so then half that stuff goes bad. You know what I mean? It's one of those. You have to be very aware of what's in your fridge, your freezer. And of course, when you have kids and they knock something over in the freezer, they don't clean it up. So then you got hash browns all over the place. And it's like, oh, those all got to get thrown out. And you're going to find the bag that they hid that they opened by mistake. You know? It's just the way life is, man. Just the way life is. What is... Yeah, and that's... And see, and I went from a family of 5 to a family of 1 relatively quick. Or 2. And it's like, I don't need... I mean, I literally, when I was... My mom came, in February. I literally cleaned out a pantry that hadn't been touched in years. You know, when you were stockpiling for 5 people, right? It was like unreal the amount of stuff I had. It was like, holy smokes. And even like the freezer, I end up buying stuff and it's like, oh, I forgot to eat that and you got to throw that out. And, you know, I almost would rather just go to the store daily. Like, you know, if I want a ham, I'll go buy a small cooked ham, you know, grab whatever, sausage, you know, it's already, I just go buy it, have it for dinner, you know, and that's what I'm making, that's what I'm doing. The problem is when you have so much stuff, you tend to, well, I don't need it right now, I'm not cooking that, so I'll put it aside and I'll cook something else and then I'll get back to it, and you never get back to it. And so then I feel bad because you got to throw something out, right? Because can't eat something that's been in your freezer for 5-6 years. It just doesn't work that way. You know what I mean? All right. Let's draw something. Man, I need my sweater again. It's cold. I should go down and heat that noodle dish up. That's got chicken in it. I gotta cook that in the next day or so, or I'm not gonna throw it out. You know, it's crazy. I like watching Shenanigans streams because how fast he can design something and get it ready. But man, if you turn your head and you miss how he did something, good luck trying to figure out how he did something. Because if you don't know the program that well, good luck. He is really good at it. You could probably teach a course on that class, on that software. Nope, stuck on my hair. And glasses. Should have taken the glasses off. Oh well. That's what I get for being cold. Alright. How's it a 2080 program? Because I find it very... not as complicated as Blender, but I find it very complicated to me. Especially when extruding something through objects. It's yeah, like, you know, like I want to do something like, you know, I want to just sit around and play with it and say, I want to do this ball. Make a ball. Cut it in half. Have it, thread it so it screws together. Hollow out the center. You know, put it on a stand. You know what I mean? And just go from there, right? Like, it's like, okay, so there's my ball, right? And I can screw it open. I can put a ornament in it or something and screw it closed. But just to do that in Fusion, for me, it seems like it is a disaster because I don't know where to start. Do you start with the ball? Do you start with the... You know what I mean? Like, it's like, okay, what is the process there? Do you start with the inside, then you make the outside, right? So I try to watch Shenanigans and see how he does things. Like, okay, you know, until I figure it out, and then something will click on my head and be like, oh, that's how you do it. Like, okay. But there's so many ways to build something, right? So it's like the maker chip, right? Like everybody's saying, hey, go use, Kevin's models. He's got hundreds of them. And I'm like, no. I want to learn how to use Fusion. I'm going to build it from the ground up. And that's what I did. Had I done that in Tinkercad, it would have probably been simple, right? Because Tinkercad, you can see the visible object without having to extrude it because it's there. You put the square together first, right? Instead of, okay, I draw a square on a piece of two-dimensional paper like this crown, and then now make it 3D, right? So it's really hard. So that's the difference to me. Like Tinkercad, you come in and you build a box, right? And then you place your box. Fusion, you come in, you build your box. Then you have to extrude that box in whichever direction you want. So your box now does this, right? And it's an extra process to me, right? And so sometimes it's hard for me to look in the 2-dimension when I'm looking at a 3-dimensional object saying, okay, what is that? How does that work 2-dimensionally? And then there's a difference too. Like in Tinkercad, you have your plane that you're working on. You have X and Y basically. And you put your box on X and Y and you can see it, right? Like you really don't focus on the Z. You don't focus on the Z element, right? In Fusion, you put it on the X and Y, but it's all about the Z. So to me, it's a different way of thinking. And both work. And both are fine. Like I'm not knocking, one or the other. But jumping between the programs, it's like, oh my God. This and that, right? But even in Tinkercad, like when I did a few things, because Maker always stresses Tinkercad, and I was doing in Tinkercad, I understand the complexity of how to put things together because I'm an artist, right? So I understand how blocks and things go together, so I can do it in Tinkercad. It's harder for me to do it in Fusion as the artist because logically the analytical side says, wait a minute, you have a square, you have a circle, right? Now make it a ball. It's like, I don't know how to do that. It's how do you take a 2-dimensional circle, make it a ball? I know how to do it in art where you shade repetitively till you get the thing round. I can do that. But, my brain doesn't pick up like, oh, well, you extrude in a circular pattern. You know what I mean? It's like, oh. So it's a different process. And that's why it's hard for me, right? Like when I look at like he's making that ball joint, right? Or to fit a ball joint can't mount. I would be like, okay, I have the ball. How do I make something go around this ball? And it would be so complex because it's like, okay, I can get it to come to this flat to the ball, but how do I make it round to match the ball? You know what I mean? It's like, and that's where the two programs really kind of work me over. And then you go over to Blender and it's like, oh crap, that's a whole different beast, right? That's like, oh, well, I have a box, but this box is actually this. It's actually mesh. Now let me take that box and let me move this line this way, move that one this way, and let's make it, a square. You know what I mean? It's a totally different thought process again, because it's an animation program that's trying to take a person with a ball and doing this. We're gonna show you how to mesh this to make it go like this. Where in Fusion, good luck making a ball look like it's doing this. You know what I mean? Right. And see, there's so many ways to do how to make a ball, right? And that's where it gets complicated. So I enjoy watching other designers create things on stream. Like I enjoy just sitting and watching Digital Dragon build machines because I think it's cool, right? Maker deck, not so much, because it's just, everybody's printing something. I'm not so into that. I'm more in the, I like the design element. I like watching Maker when he's building stuff. Not so much when he's painting the model, right? Because I like to think, oh, okay, what's his brain saying? If you want to draw flotation devices, well, you got to figure out how they work in order to draw them. Like, ultimately, if it was me in my short time left on this planet, I think ultimately the point I want to get to in Fusion and Blender is to be able to make my own figures, miniatures, or whatever that can be painted. And then I can say, oh, hey, I made you this figure for D&D. Here you go, man. Go paint that. Like I'm gonna practice in the program. I'm gonna make a dice tower, for a friend. I want to do things like that. Things like, and say, okay, I actually created this. Here you go. I'll sign it for you. Whatever, you can keep it, throw it in the garbage. I really don't care. But I want to be able to sit down and make something basic and say, I created that. Other than making, just my art transition into a 3D printed object. So I'd like to make a dice tower. Yeah, there's things, I'd like to make, I'm going to print a little green onion growing tray or whatever. Things like that. But there's not much, like me personally, I need 3D printer print stuff for. Okay. Yeah, speaking of which, I'm going to run down and grab something. I'll be right back too. Break time. Everybody get a drink. Good idea. Alright. Among Us escaped. Nobody caught it. Why is that not hot? Cooked that for 2 minutes. It should be scalding hot. Microwave doesn't work. Oh, that's a nice house. Oh, that's a good way to do that, too. Anime Waifu Simulator? Sakura Garden? What? It's an old PS4 game. Huh. Never heard of it. How to draw and coloring Japanese houses. Interesting. Oh, I haven't gone and drawn 3D objects. Oh my god, air stuck somewhere. There's so many AI images now, it's crazy, man. What? That house is not even 5 feet wide. That's crazy. I wonder if I can order it to Tommy Mads. Have them shipped to Canada. Foundations and wall, earth-based mixture, wooden frame, dining room, living room, kitchen, bathroom, toilet, court with a natural space, Tesla Powerwall battery and solar panels. Huh. That's interesting. You have returned. What kind of snacks? Barbecue sweet tang Doritos. Nice. Well, Doritos are good. Hold on, I better do that in incognito window there. I wonder. Alright, so we have some Japanese houses. We'll put this back over here. So we should draw next. How's your scripts coming along? Or how's your scripting coming along? Did I ever ask you what language? Was it C+? Or Java? Oh, I gotta finish reading that book on Java. Where is it? It's over here somewhere. Where did I put that? Over there. Java and JavaScript. All right, so if I'm going to do this in a grid, Python, okay, HTML, CSS, and Java for some interfaces. Yeah, it's probably good to get an inventory of what we have. That's not straight at all, man. Oh, the other thing is how big do I want to draw these people? So if I make a person 1, 2, 3 tall, north of 100. As long as I get your name right. Good morning, Dark. How are you today? Good, Jarvis. Now pick me up some coffee. Come on, watch that. Wrong. Oh, darn it. I don't have space over here. So we could do that. So tomorrow's a new game. Yeah, baby. Or tonight if they release it on Eastern time. Eastern World Time. Yeah, it's coming tomorrow. I wonder if we should do Japanese language with subtitles. Jesus, that's stuck. The Final Fantasy Tactics remaster, the Ivalice Chronicles. I'm looking forward to going back to playing that without having to get out of PlayStation 1. I like Final Fantasy. And I wonder how far I can get on a backpacking, a walking tour. I wonder if I know enough people worldwide if I say, I'm coming through a walking tour, somebody give me a lift to the next station. I wonder how many hostels I can hit. I wonder if they're mail order Italian women. I think about it. Mail order. Oh, I'll just send my Australian friend back to Australia and say, hey, go find me this. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Don't tell the Australians, they'll get mad at me. Ad break. Wait, Juliana's got a thing of Date Italian Girls? What? I'm getting too bougie. I don't need boo. Jesus. Alright, maybe I changed my mind. Wow. Holy smokes. It's in the eyes. I'm telling you, it's in the eyes, man. Corey Taylor was right. It's in the eyes. Holy moly, bougie. Bougie, bougie, bougie. Okay, so if we're going to do a Japanese bathhouse. Oh, wait, you guys aren't back yet. With my harem of foxes and demons. I'm going to have to start naming these girls. You know that, right? When you type in Date Italian Girls websites. It's kind of funny because it pulls up things like Real Italian Girls. This site is not a scam. It's like, when you say this site is not a scam, it's a scam. Because I'm afraid if I type in mail order bride, it'll get flagged by the government and I'll get in trouble. So I can't really do that. Ooh, I was listening to Marilyn Manson all day. Nice. It's always good to listen to aggressive music when you're doing the garden, chopping bushes down and doing whatever. It's like, let me get out there and work. The ad break is over. Welcome back, everybody. To Live with Gigi, and pretty soon with Joy. I'm going to have to do a whole bunch of promos for that, too. Yeah, it's going to be. Hello, everybody. My name is Gigi Jack. Welcome into our upcoming stream with our dominatrix of paper crafts, Miss Joyful Designs, and artist extraordinaire Gigi. Now, I'm going to get that in there. I'm going to make a short. I'm going to make a video and see if I can get it through. And say, hey, how about we do this? Because I loved you. 5 minutes alone. Where's that one song? Good friends and a bottle of... Why can't it be Dom and the Gigi? Let's think about that. It should be ladies first. Well, then if you did age before beauty, still ladies first. You'd have the beauty first. So, man, I get screwed on both deals, don't I? If you did alphabetically, Dom comes before Gigi. Let's see here. The Dom of Paper Crafts, Miss Joy Full Designs. And her puppet, Gigi. Gigi and the Dom. They say Gigi and the Dom sounds like that needs to be plural, right? So if it was like Gigi And the Doms. See, that's Dom. Sounds like it needs to be plural there. Giggy and the Dom. And this should be plaything. We'll just call this plaything. And plaything. Giggy. No, I probably can't say that on Twitch. Hold on. Giggy and the Professor. Or the Dom and the Professor. And the, you know, and the Prof. The Dom and the Professor. Man, that's a crazy. The Dom and the Professor. That'd be a crazy video game. The Dom and the Professor. Solving mysteries in the fifth dimension. No, you seem to forget Giggy's World Tour is to get a harem or a community of women who will just take care of Giggy. So Giggy will be up to, you know, like I said yesterday in our list when we were making the list of what's acceptable. There's 7 days in a week. We can do one for every you know, whatever. They make little blue pills for that now. I just need an oxygen tank. So I can sound like Darth Vader. Well, I figure it's probably pretty easy because I can always put them in the house next door. I'll just get a house with all of them there. I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. I really don't know. It'd probably be too much. I could probably do, yeah, one. We'll say one. Because if I say two, somebody's going to clip that and be like, oh, he said he can handle two. Dancers need apply. I wonder at what point when you have bands like Pantera, who half the band is not Pantera, when does it become something else? And other than just a group of guys playing Pantera. I should take her picture from her channel, her little animated avatar, and doll it up. In leather. In latex. In liquid latex. I'd probably get in trouble. But Giggy and the Dom. That seems too simple though. No, it'll be the Dom of paper crafts. That was funny. What was that? That was funny. 19 years and miles and years. worse than the mess I'm in. Broken holes and a broken heart, an empty bottle of gin. I sit and I pray, and broken down Chevrolet, sitting into myself. There's got to be another way. Take away and away this ball and chain. And I'm tired, and I can't take any more pain. Take it away, take away again. Take away. Oh, that shirt is so wrong. Oh my God, that's terrible. And I've searched to find the perfect life. Got this over in a brand new suit. I even got me... No, I'm looking at a shirt on a site. I don't know if I can pull this one here. Let me see if I can... It's this shirt right here. I'm going to send you a link in Discord. It just happened to pop up on a page. I was like, oh, let me look at these funny shirts. And oh my God, this one, like, you're like, what? And it's like, whoever made this, genius. Here, try this shirt right here. Just look at the image. It's so wrong, but funny at the same time. Like, it's so wrong, but funny. Take away this ball and chain. You know what I mean? It's not right, but it's hilarious at the same time. Oh my God. Yeah, I know. I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking, oh, I could probably rock that, but hold on. Some of those are just wrong. Oh, that's Santa. That one I would send somebody to as a joke. Oh my God, this would be great. Hold on, let me send you this one. This one was pretty good. I would totally send that to somebody too. Oh, this one is probably right here. This is what we should just be wearing on stream, on everybody's stream. This one. There's some really good ones in there, though. Oh my God. Oh my God. Some of these are hilarious. Of course, they're not right. I mean, they're offensive in today's language. And I could just picture trying to wear it on an airplane going somewhere and then somebody ripping you a new one. Oh, I can't believe you wore that. I was like, did I ask you for your opinion? But that cat one is hilarious. And they got one where it's a Jesus meme where he's popping his head like around a wall and it says, "I saw that." That's pretty funny. Like, I would have been a comedian back in the day, but man, you have to be very careful what you joke about. That QR code, yeah. Yeah, some of these are just wrong. Hell, Sagan. Swearing might help. How true is that, man? Smiley face and it says, "I talk to strangers." Ohio, a paradise for the incompetent. Oh crap, that's bad. Oh, that one is great. This one right here, this is one every husband should get. This one, when the wife says, "Hey, can't you multitask?" This is what you need right here. And this one, for some reason, this is the one I picture you getting in trouble for. For some reason, like the way you joke around this vintage one is what I would picture you getting in trouble for. Where did my guitar pick go? Yeah, these are funny. Oh, here you go. Here's one for you. This is you too. This would totally be you. Show your wife that one. She'll get it. Could have been me. Oh, that's a good one too. Oh, there's a good AI one. Artificial intelligence, not as great a threat as natural stupidity. Anywhere she goes, turn, she's a knockout. I think it's too early to wear the Charlie shirts, though. Oh, that's I've got a t-shirt that cleverly disguises a responsible doll. Your grandmother? Really? That's funny. I had an Irish shirt that I wore on that I wore on St. Patty's Day that just said that on a green shirt. I probably still have that shirt in the closet. It just gets a little weird when you're older trying to wear a funny shirt. Yeah, there's got to be an age limit, right? I would think to wear funny adult shirts. Ah, that's what I should ask the ladies. At what age am I supposed to start wearing these socks that go up to my knees? When does that make me look good? Oh, that's so wrong. Rickroll GIF. Porn star. Yeah, emotional damage. Yeah. That made that guy famous too. That made that guy so big. But see, that was another one of those where you had the COVID, right? COVID made a lot of people huge. Oh, dude, that is so wrong. Oh, that one's funny though. Man, that is wrong. Ooh, that one's kind of a cool one. This one's actually kind of neat. Not in a bad way, but it's just kind of cool. I never thought of it that way. But that is actually kind of cool. That's what I like to think. Wait, that's what I like to think my wife thinks of you? Please don't interrupt me while I'm ignoring you. Oh my god, man. What is it? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Sounds good. That's like every streamer. I always love it too when somebody says, hey, something's wrong with your audio, your sound's off. And then I sit there and adjust it, and then they come back to me, oh crap, I didn't have the volume up. It's like, oh man, I could, oh. You know, it's like, okay. Yeah, that is funny. I am often mistaken for an adult because of my age. How true is that? It's probably because you have practice in it. And most people don't have the sound. You know, like, it's funny. Like, I can't tune a guitar by ear, but I can tell that it's out of tune. If that makes any sense. Ad break. I got a That's What She Said shirt. Oh, that's funny. Oh! I need this shirt right here. This one's hilarious. That way I can just hold it up on stream. And just get people pissed right away. That one will get you in trouble. This one's good. Speaking of cats. This one's cute. Except that first one gets me every time. Yeah, I remember that. Always in trouble. I told my therapist about you. Enjoy yourselves. Pie on my shirt. Yeah, the math ones. Does everybody understand? Oh, man, I need to get this and get on an aircraft. This is what it should be on Gigi's World Tour right here. This one right here. That's going to be the winner for the World Tour. Gigi goes on World Tour looking for a wifey. That's it right there. Oh, bad. I'd get totally in trouble. That's pretty funny, too. Could you picture going somewhere, like, seriously with your spouse and wearing this shirt and just... Oh, no, that's the same one. Hold on. Why didn't that copy? Oops, sorry. Oh, back up. Wearing this shirt right here. As a joke. Like, say you put on a dress shirt or a shirt over the top and then you took it off and you were just walking around with your spouse. And they didn't realize you were wearing this shirt. And then here's everybody's dream man. Alright, well, I gotta get back to work. Probably. There's so many funny shirts, I'll be here all day. Pink Floyd, the dark side of your mom. What's wrong? What's up, Maker? How are you doing, my friend? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just coming up with some ideas, drawing some stuff. You know how it goes. Did you ever see my pumpkin demon? Did I ever show you that picture? Have you ever seen that? Did you see this picture? Yeah, back into drawing waifus. Trying not to get in trouble. Just coming up with a bunch of stuff. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. Trying to get back into art. Get my hands working. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We're just kind of messing around, puttering, drawing some stuff. Coming up with some ideas. thinking of new pictures, etc., etc. Cooking dinner. Right on. I just had dinner. Now I'm ready for bed. But I gotta try to stay up because I slept all day. If I go to bed now, I'll be up early in the morning and I can't do anything. Except pick up a bush and throw it in a bag. It's pretty funny when you call a landscaping company and they don't give you a quote. They say, oh yeah, we'll get it to you. And then a week later, they still haven't done it. It's like, you lazy bums. If you're going to put that crap on my door, you better be able to answer. Fried potatoes and lemon and baking some chicken. Nice. Well, that's easy. Just throw them both in the oven at the same time. Just cut the potatoes into little cubes, cut up your vegetables and onions and throw them in there with them. And some olive oil on top and let them bake. Salt and pepper. Salt and pepper, olive oil. That's all you need. Of course, unless you're cooking an Asian meal, then you need like 50 ingredients just to make it taste like one thing, which they can't just put in a bottle as the one thing. Don't forget the oyster sauce, the soy sauce, the mirin, the white vinegar, the chili powder, It's like, come on, put it in one bottle. Pre-mix it for me so I don't have to do it. And then the difference is, well, you put all those in one for Chinese. You add cayenne pepper for the other one for Thai. You want to make Szechuan, get rid of the pepper, add jalapenos. Yeah. It's like, come on. Seriously, it's the same thing, man. Yeah, that's what I do too. That's why it's usually a bologna sandwich. I always make sure I have that. The lobster of kings. It used to be the case in Nova Scotia years ago. Bologna was considered rich people food and lobster was poor people food. Because lobster was so dominant, people would trade their lobster roll sandwiches for bologna sandwiches at schools, man. Just to have bologna, because bologna was so outrageously expensive back in the, I guess it'd be 1970, 75, somewhere in there. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, I love bologna. I love bologna. Fried, sandwich, whatever. Bologna is... And now it's totally opposite. And people look at bologna like it's for poor people. It's funny how the roles have changed. Bum, 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 bum. Story of my life. Yeah, there's so many misconceptions on certain things, man. It's crazy. It's like the conversation. It's like the conversation between standard or metric. Who gives a crap? Give me a Phillips screwdriver and let's get this done. You know. I mean, it's basically, come on. Just pick one. Let's go. I mean, come on. It's getting a little out of hand. You don't need that many different tools to fix one engine. It's crazy how that crap works. It's like, just move on. Yeah. Yeah, that is crazy because most people don't know. It was like where was I? I was out the other day. I was at the grocery store. And you know how you're going down an aisle and there's a cart in the middle of the aisle that has breads or whatever in it. So you go to one side of it so you can walk down it. I have a senior coming down another aisle who's going to turn right into where I'm at. So I'm stopped to look at the basket and she's like pushing my cart out of the way like I'm in the way. And I'm like, you can walk around. You know, and I'm like, okay, let me back up. And I was like, okay. Like, Jesus, I can't believe this. You know, and it's just like some people just don't get it. And then the bitter face she had like it was my fault. And I was like, lady, one, I'm in the left lane, so I'm correct. Two, you came to me second, so you should be going around me. Ugh. It's like, all right, we'll play your game. But man, can't go through life that bitter. It's like, come on. Life's too short. And what is wrong with these glasses? There we go. My hands hurt. All right, so I put 4 people. They all need to be looking this way, I think. Oh, that's wrong. Yeah, it's pretty funny. It is pretty funny. Of course, I'm nice to anybody until they cross the line. And then it's like, oh yeah, line's over. Yeah, they always walking with their hand out. It's all about what you can do for me instead of you doing something for somebody else. You have very clear lines. Yeah. No, I'm talking about like... Wait, am I talking to you? No. Oh yes, I have helped so many people, and yet I'm still where I was a year ago. Okay, you have something specific in mind. I have no idea what you're referring to. No, I'm just talking in general for people. Like the lady who won't get out of the way and expects you to get out of the way. It was like, I remember, you know, like during COVID, they put the things that seniors want on the top shelf for some reason in a grocery store. I don't know why you don't put it on the bottom. Is it worse to make them bend over than to try to reach something they can't reach? And then, you know, they ask for help and nobody wants to help them, and you stop to help them and everybody looks at you like you're doing something wrong or you're committing a crime. There's this, you know, mad disease going around killing everybody. It's like, well, you got to help the person. They want the pickles, man. Give them the pickles. It's no big deal. Just help them. You know, and people, COVID turned into a nasty environment. Yeah, we can do this. And then back here we'll put a screen. Maybe like this. Oops. Let's go this way. Maybe we'll drape something over the top of this. Come on, mouse. What are you doing? Kimono on the floor or something. We'll figure it out. What's up, Rocky? It's getting hot again. I don't get this room, man. 1 minute I'm freezing, next minute I'm baking. Gotta take the sweater off. Hold on. I'm baking. Seems like the vid never ended. People keep happening saying. Well, I don't know where the whole... Did we quit teaching people how to be nice, or quit teaching people the golden rule, or did we miss something in an education system? I mean, something happened along the way, and I can't place what decade it was, but something changed. Where it became all about the self and nobody cares about anybody else. Oh. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh. Oh, there, that's better. I am so sore from that yard work. Holy cow. Who's winning the football game? Headache, migraine headache, something. What's going on with my face? I'm gone. Yeah, that's what we'll do. You got any conventions or anything that's scheduled next year? You still trying to get out to England for a convention? It happens to me and one and forever incorporeal. And I'm incorporeal. In the cell. All right. Currently, all the events for you are canceled. Oh, that sucks. We need to get you're unsure to get the help you need. It's kind of a broad statement. What kind of help are you talking about? Like a mental health? Are you talking about like physical help? Are you talking how to medical help for flying. Because any help, I mean, the best way to get help is to talk to some professional, I guess. It's probably the best way to put it. Without thinking that you're smarter than them. My therapist doesn't like the fact that I'm smarter than her. So I try not to. It's like, oh yeah, I did that. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, sure. Your name was nothing but color beyond. Oh, you're trying to become a full-time content creator? So you need help with that. You know, I had a discussion with a couple streamers the other day. I would love to do that, but content creation, it's not just you, right? It's you and a group of mods. And the mods are what actually drive the channel and bring people to the channel. It's not necessarily you. Like a lot of these streamers that I watch that have pretty good numbers, it's basically the moderators who keep their talks going and keeps their channel going and allows them to do whatever because their mods are so good and so enthusiastic, right? So like I look at it like I don't grow much because I don't have moderators. But it's also one of those I've never asked anybody because it's giving a lot of time to somebody to say, hey, you know, I really like what Gigi's doing. I want to be part of this and let's do this. You know, it's kind of weird in that sense. Whereas like, how do I say it? Yeah, it's basically moderators. It's a team effort, right? Because you have somebody working on videos, you have somebody doing shorts, you have somebody doing, you know, coding or digital art or whatever. You have a whole group of people that are working together to accomplish one thing, and it's like being a family of, you know, singular business, which allows you to do that, and that's basically where it stems, right? Like you obviously had new artwork created, which turned out really good, whether it be AI or somebody drew it or whoever. You know, that was really good. So, you know, you got a rebranding there and it looks nice, you know. You know, and your streams are pretty focused on content. Like you have different themed days. So that works good. But like in order to grow on Twitch, like Twitch says, you really need the person above you to help promote you, or you need a group of people who will help promote you for that. You know what I mean? So that's where like, and that's where the funny part is. Like say for example, I'm in the 500 range, so I should be going to somebody who's got 700-800 people, and you know, being part of their community, and then they kind of boost me up. But that doesn't necessarily happen, right? Because a lot of people are more like, oh, you're trying to rip off my crowd or whatever. It's like, no, you know, I don't really care, you know. But, you know, it's kind of that whole dynamic that Twitch creates, right? Like, it's no point of, say, you have 1,000, I think you have 1,700 followers. You have 1,700 followers. There's no point of you going to somebody who's got tens of thousands, right? Because it'd be meaningless for you. You'd have to go somebody who's in the 2,000, 3,000 range, where you have a chance to growth, and then word of mouth carries, right? You had a good stream, moderators were fun, it brought, you know, good chat, it grows by itself, you know. Otherwise it's a work. You got to have a topic, you got to not be late, you got to be this and that, you have to be on the ball, you have to have, unfortunately, probably have to have free swag, you know. Maybe go back to printing stuff and giving it away to people. You know, oh, today we printed this by so-and-so, you know, and we'll put it in a gift basket and send it out to you. It's free, whatever. And not be in a situation where, like, the only streams that do well are the ones that you give free swag. You know, because those only bring the leeches, and those leeches aren't carrying numbers for squat. They're not bringing more leeches, right? Because you need the leeches to actually to be a full-time content creator, you need to be able to live minimally comfortably, you need to have 1,000 viewers who are watching ads, and the ad revenue alone in a month will be enough to cover your basic bills. And then the subs from a quarter of that will carry you over. And that's where you need to get to, right? But that's hard to do when, not everybody wants to donate to different channels. Like I myself have Twitch Turbo, and I give subs. And I have Amazon Prime. So I give subs every month. And I watch people's channels all the time. Like I have people on now who are getting my Turbo, and that helps, right? But that's what it is when you're part of a community, you're friendly, you're helping out. And you would expect people to do that for you. And whether that or not happens, that's neither here nor there. But that's ultimately what has to happen, right? But if you're still seeing steady growth every year, it's not like the COVID pandemic, right? Had you been heavy during the beginning of COVID, or at the start of a new trend, then you could be huge. But then there's a ramification to that. All the people that I've watched who were big during COVID are now failing. They're all dropping numbers by the thousands. Is it because we no longer like this person? Is it because, COVID's over, we're now going back to normal life? So they're not, the ones who thought they were doing well, living high in the hog, are now struggling to get by. And it's turning into a mess. So, plus it's also more messy now that Twitch has opened it up to anybody can stream, right? Because now you have anybody who owns a 3D printer can print something. Like I can sit here and print something on my 3D printer, and all of a sudden I'm taking away from everybody else's audience who's been doing it for years. And, what I'm doing is no better, probably worse than what everybody else is doing. But, now it's open to anybody and they don't have to put in the time, right? You just have to have a YouTube following. You just hit 1,900? Oh, yeah, see? So you're still growing. You're still doing good. And you've been doing it, for 5 years, I think you said? 4 to 5 years now? Is that right? If I remember correctly? Well, YouTube, yeah, 3.5. So that's good growth in 3.5, 1,900. YouTube is a different beast altogether. And YouTube is getting a little more tricky to manage, right? That one, you need to basically create shorts that people can watch, or have some kind of class or seminar video that people can go to repetitively, but you have to have the minimum 1,000 followers, right? Okay. Math is mathing. Oh, I should go to the Halloween store. We're in an ad break. Okay, so YouTube is a different beast, right? YouTube is basically, you got to have the followers. And it doesn't matter what content you do, you just need the followers, and then your videos get out there. And there's kind of multiple methods. You can do what I do in YouTube, and it's just a VOD dump, right? Does me no good. I don't have the followers. If I had the followers, it might help a little bit. Or you can do what Shenanigans did. He made really cool shorts, right? Which he's kind of slacked off on, but his shorts were really good and interesting. So if he has the followers, people watch those because they're good, they trend, they do whatever. Or you can do the one where they basically, you know, they do a 30-minute class or something on a topic, like we were talking earlier, you know, the difference between Tinkercad and Fusion, you know, being able to create with an actual block versus taking a two-dimensional plane and making a block, right? Completely different concept and way of brain thinking. But being able to explain that in a video to somebody saying, okay, hey, if you have this box, how do you make it into a ball? Let's show you how to do that really quick in this program. Bam. And then somebody can say, oh, that's how I do that. And they go back and use it as a learning tool. And that's where YouTube excels, right? So you kind of have to say, okay, well, I'm going to do one of these 3 things on YouTube, right? But you have to have the 1,000 followers just to get the ad revenue or the revenue, right? But it doesn't matter which you do, but you just have to do it, and you have to, and once you do it, you have to be on it. If you're going to do videos, shorts, you need to spend a day doing shorts. And that's another way to stream. Like I was originally doing shorts, and I was doing them on stream using programs, making videos, showing how to make them, you know, but you know what I mean? It takes away from like being able to like this, the communication of talking. Because most of the time on people on YouTube, they come in and it's like, oh, hey, you know, I'm gone. It's like, and it's not popular because A, I'm either not attractive enough, or B, I'm not the woman they're looking for, or C, you know, I'm not doing end game content. You know, I'm doing complete walkthrough for beginners. You know what I mean? It's really hard to find your niche or your market in there because you have to find the thing that hits. You know what I mean? So right now I just use it as a VOD dump. And then when I start saying, okay, well, I'm going to do IRL streams or whatever. Well, today I was at the park. Today I'm at the whatever. Today I'm at the county fair. Today I'm at the here. And then once a week there's a new video. You can check it out. Then people might get interested. But you got to find what your topic is and stick with it, right? Like I did really well when I started. It seemed like Fortnite was the way to go, but it became very toxic. So I got out of that really quick. And unfortunately, you know, like those first person shooters, whatever, those seem to be the way to go, right? So for like you're a designer, right? If you're going to say that, hey, I'm a designer by disability or whatever, it doesn't matter. However you are, you're still a designer. You use a program to create miniatures, right? Let's just say miniatures. So today, you know, in this video, I'm going to show you how to take this block and make a tank, you know, using this program, and say, okay, well, first you start with this, you know, and you kind of teach somebody how to do it, and they can follow along and do it. And after enough of those, you know, it's, hey, perfect, you know. It's the same thing you do on Twitch, just record it and go back and redo the voicing or the sound and say, okay, right here we took, you know, a circle, we added a wheel, you know, blah, 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 whatever. You know, but you got to have a focused thing, right? Like if you're going to do shorts, do shorts. If you're going to do 5-minute videos, do 5-minute videos. But you got to remember, most millennials can't watch a 5-minute video. That's why they're shorts. That's why there's TikTok. You know, it's a quick 1-minute burst of, oh, let me get my sensory overload really quick so I can go do something because I can't remember how to spell my name. Because especially not write it in cursive. You know, so it's one of those, you have to really focus for what you're doing, right? And then the hardest part about Twitch and YouTube and growth, in my head, I'm great, right? My numbers say I'm not. But at the same time, to those 600 people that I have, I'm great, right? So you have to remember that why you're doing this. Am I doing it because I want to be famous, or I'm doing it because it's something I love and I want to do, right? There's two different concepts there. If you're doing it to make money, you better get ready to work a regular job, right? You know what I mean? And if you're going to be famous, then And I swear to God, if you're not, a model, a supermodel, then you better be a sellout. And you better toe the company line. And you better do these things if you want to be famous. Because you need all the support from sponsors, from whatever else. And that's the other part of the game that's hard. Because you have to balance the business side of that, right? And that's where it's like, well, I'm an artist. I use a Huion tablet. If they want to reach out and say, hey, you're using one of our products, you want to do this? Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll put a little logo on my screen and people watch. They know where to buy it, whatever. But at the same time, I'm an artist. My work is my work. I'm not giving it away. I'm not giving whatever. But, I like your product. I use it. I'll shout it out. Not a problem. And, you don't necessarily have to sell out, but you are, if you're sponsored by a company, regardless of who it is, and I'm not going to name all the filament companies, but if you're sponsored by one, then you kind of have to do right by them, right? You have to do right. You have to do right by them. Like if Square Enix came to me and said, hey man, we see you playing Final Fantasy all the time, we want to sponsor you to play this game, twice a week. Hey, I'm playing that crap twice a week. I don't care how bad that game is. I'm playing it because you're paying me. You know what I mean? But it's one of those, you kind of have to toe their line. You have to give them the credit. You have to shout them out. And give pros and cons, right? I mean, seriously, like when you buy filament, you can either buy this cheap filament or you can buy this regular filament from Company A. But Company A always gives discounts. Company A is well known. Company A works good. They have great gradation in their Galaxy filaments. They have great, fiber, whatever. You know what I mean? Oh, but I know what you do. I know what you do. They know what you do, right? You just got to be able to say what you do. You're a designer. You design miniatures. Currently you're designing miniatures for an upcoming game, for a project for a game. But you also design miniatures for useful things. Whether it be, I know at one point you were doing a shelf or you did something else, a hex cube or something, but you are a designer, right? You have if you have a catalog of designs on the web, I have this catalog of designs, that should speak for itself. I have these 100 designs that I've done and I've got 100 more here. This is my works. I've been doing this forever. There's only a handful of people who can say that I've been in this game that long to where I'm designing on a daily basis. You know what I mean? Well, that's because part of the problem is the way that side of the business is handled. It's whichever Chinese company can rip you off first and get it to market before you do that succeeds and makes all the profit. No offense to the Chinese companies, but that market is so new. It's kind of like the AI thing. It's whoever gets on top of that curve and milks what they can now is getting paid. Those who don't. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. For like me, I'm an artist. I sit here and I draw. I might sit here and play video games. You want to talk to me, you can talk to me. You don't want to talk to me, you don't. You don't like me, you don't like me. Hey, whatever. I'm going to get up every morning. I'm going to have my cup of coffee. I'm going to do what I do. Go to work. Come home. It's not changing anything. If one day if one day some fan of mine got me thousands of viewers and I became huge overnight, then it would be like, oh crap, now I got to get serious. Other than that, it's like, whatever. You're not paying my bills. I'm still having to pay my bills. I'm not making enough to pay my bills. If Twitch was paying me enough to pay my bills, I'd think about it. You know what I mean? I haven't hit there yet. So right now I'm a, what do you call it? A hobbyist. I guess that's the way it is, right? I'm a hobbyist who would one day like to be able to sit here in my 70s and 80s and do this every day and get paid for doing it, But, that means I need my viewers to say, I really like this guy. Let me give him $5 every month, or let me give him 10, or do what some of these other... I swear to God, sometimes just go look at the number of subs somebody has given. When you see people on other channels and they give thousands of subs in the lifetime, 1,000 subs was $8,000. I don't know whose wife let you give some other lady $8,000 over the 5 years. You know what I mean? It's crazy. some of the subtotals, you know, and their records for if you hit 10,000, 15,000. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know how much money that is? That's a lot of money. But see, that's where those people, everybody who was on COVID, you had a pretty face and a shtick, whether male or female, you got ahead. And everybody else did not. And all the people who actually worked hard and put in the effort, they didn't get it so much, you know, because everybody wanted, I wanted a quick cheat code, or I wanted to know how to get the free swag, or I wanted to kind of, oh, look, I know so-and-so, so now I'm famous. You know, whatever. You know Giggy's great. That's all you need to know. Giggy knows you, you're good. Who cares? You know what I mean? But that's the way it is, right? And of course, if somebody would clip this and of course take it all out of context, I'd be like, oh, look at the guy have a bad rant on Twitch. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know, and I've had that happen to me. I've had people come in and only hear part of a conversation and then come and attack me. And I'm like, man, you are really not open-minded, are you? I'm just telling you the way it is, you know, because there's two sides to every coin. But I guess it's always going to land on tails. And tails is always up, huh? You know, but all right. That's the way you like it. Tails up. Go ahead. I'm still smiling and I'm still happy. And I'm still 3D printing stuff, and I'm drawing stuff, and I'm happy. And if I become big and popular one day, great. If I don't, great. But I'm still going to do it because I love doing it. And see, it's interesting in your position because you do a lot of graphic design and you get a lot of questions. You could literally have a whole stream, like a Friday stream or a Saturday stream or whatever, that was just to answer questions and try to fix people's problems they had with files, or fix people's, you know, thing, like a help center type deal, right? You have that ability, like you do, Shenanigans does, K2 Kevin, Bearded Printer, you know, you have the knowledge of how these programs work, where you could sit down, you just have to tweak your settings in the slicer and you're good. You know what I mean? And that kind of thing is important to people, right? But there isn't a lot of that, you know, without going Discord outside, right? But that's a huge thing, right? I mean, and then look at the 3D printer streamers that you watch. Who do you like, right? Why do we watch Layers with Lily? You know, what do we like about her stream? What do we like about Carrot's stream? You know, what do we like about Digital Dragon? You know, why do we like Pezliz and Zombie Hedgehog? You know, what do they do that we like? You know? Yeah, and CNC machines are coming, right? In every printer. I mean, nowadays it seems like all the new printers are going to have CNC type abilities in them. You know the printer I like, you know the printer I've seen and I'm starting to really like is the U1. Is it Snapmaker or per Snap? I think it's Snapmaker's U1. The one that's got like no filament waste. Of course, it's too expensive for me, but it's a really nice looking machine, and And I was looking at this thing the other day and I was like, man, this is actually cool, you know, and it does. I'm like, wow, I actually like, you know, what this printers can do, you know. So these printers are starting to be more usable, except the problem is they're also getting a little bit out of reach for people, the normal person to use. Because a normal person's probably not going to be able to spend more than $1,000, $1,500 a year to print, right? But now these printers are costing $1,500. I'm sorry, $1,000 to $1,500, not $15,000. You know what I mean? It's starting to get out of reach of people like me who only want to spend maybe $1,000 a year, right? You know what I mean? And then maybe, you know, that's a market too, because you're on the machinist side. You know, maybe you say, hey, you know, I'd like to do a segment where I'm showcasing your machines. You think I could get a test model or a demo where I can go through it and showcase it and promote you guys, you know? And You know, start building sponsorships that way. You know what I mean? Yeah, but see, the problem is too. The other problem is when you get a budget machine and it's missing certain bells and whistles. You got to have a good slicing software. One, right? Like my printer, the A1, I love. I mean, it's perfect for me, right? But what I wanted to make, ultimately, if I want to make miniatures, they'd all have been resin. But I don't want to deal with the resin. I do not want to retrofit my house to be able to breed that crap, right? But filament is getting better. And filament printing is getting better. You know, lines are getting cleaner. Things you can do. You can, you know, what is it? Alcohol will bathe them or wash them afterwards, and they, you know, get rid of the lines. I mean, things are getting better, right? We're just not there yet. It was kind of a rampant, you know, everybody, oh, look, something new. Let's all rush up here. And now it's starting to flatline and say, okay, let's actually get to the nitty gritty and make these things worth it, right? And you look at like Polymaker, they're really big in schools now, you know. You're really good at the software side. You know, that's a good branch right there. Say, hey, you know, Polymaker, you know, I'm really good at teaching CAD. You want to teach? You know, maybe I can help you guys out and do a couple classes or teach some things for the schools. And, you know, maybe you get in that way. You know what I mean? You know, but there's so many things you can do because you have the ability and you have the talent. You just have to believe in yourself and do it, right? And don't worry about the numbers and what bums you out, right? Because numbers are going to be numbers. You know, you have 1,900 today. You may have 1,700 tomorrow. You may have 10 grand the day after. It really, it's all a number. It doesn't matter. But what you really need is you need a good team of moderators who are going to sponsor you. And you need moderators to say, hey, we're all on the same thing. We want to hit 2,500 by summer. We want to hit 3 grand by Christmas. We have these goals. How do we get there? Build a team and make the family work together to get there. You know, it's like anything else. It's not a one-man business. You know, the Giggy Show, you know, currently is a one-man business. But, you know, at some point it'll grow, right? No, and you may not have an idea to do that, but you might have a moderator who does. And a good example from streams I've been watching lately, the interaction and the camaraderie between Shenanigans and Cruising Girl, that is a perfect moderator-streamer relationship. That works really well. She fixes things on the back. He gives her props. She promotes his streams. That's a beautiful relationship right there. That works. That's what moderators should be, right? And there are other channels too where there has it. But see, the other problem is too, well, Twitch has now created a moderator group, right? So all moderators can get together and get in a group, right? And if you find a good moderator, you know, they should be able to say, hey, mod group, you know, I got this great streamer that I'm working with. He could use a couple more mods. Anybody interested? And throw it out there. And then you grow organically through that method, right? That's another avenue to growth. You got to remember, I'm an accountant, right? My whole job is to teach you how to make your business succeed. That was my whole deal in life, right? I have to teach you how to make a business succeed. I'm not going to be your accountant and teach you how to fail. We're going to teach you how to make... You want to own a car garage? We're going to teach you how to get that garage off the ground and get it working. How to get the cost down, how to get, you know, whatever. I can do the whole bread and butter, you know, teach you top to bottom. And that's what I mean. Like, you can do it on the machinist side. If I asked you a question on how to do... No. See, that's wrong. You're not just a mechanic. You're also a designer. You've used the things that you've learned being a mechanic to design parts. That's not true anymore. See, don't sell yourself short. You have more abilities. You know, it's like Shenanigans is not just a truck driver. You know, everybody's got more talent. You just got to think of what the talent is and how to utilize it, right? And then that's all it is, right? And you have to do what makes you feel comfortable. You know, you feel comfortable wearing a bow tie. You feel comfortable, you know, clean shaven, you feel comfortable with nice haircut, you feel comfortable dressed nice, whatever you want to do, be comfortable when doing it. Because when you're comfortable and you feel good, then what you're doing feels good, and then what you put out feels good. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to say, oh, today I'm going to teach how to make a lighted bow tie. Let's make a new one. You know, it's a fidget spinner or whatever. It does this. Do it, but be happy and be, you know, put on a happy face. Because nobody wants to see sad, you know, drug messed up, you know, sick, whatever, you know, like I was for a year. Jesus, man, you know. Oh no, man, it's good. You just gotta do it. You're gonna do it, right? And I'd give you the same talk as I give everybody else. You know, it's just the way it works. You gotta take a step back and look at things, break it into small pieces, and figure out what's working and what's not working. You know, if it's hard for you to read chat, get TTS. If you'd rather have, you know, you know, TTS read out loud, whatever. If you want to have an answered question period, you want to have a show your crafts period, you know, whatever. Just figure out what works, figure out what draws the most people, and expand on it. You know, like I'm sitting here thinking, man, I'm going to start drawing waifus. I'm going to start drawing animated women the whole time, because those channels have a ton of viewers. You know, and maybe that's the road I need to go. You know, but that's not me personally. That's not my personality, right? But the other part of it is, you know, people don't get to know my personality if they don't sit there long enough to sit there and talk to me. You know what I mean? You just got to find a stick and go with it. Like tomorrow, I'll maybe be playing Final Fantasy Tactics because the remake comes out tomorrow. So that's what I'll be doing. In October, I'll start drawing Inktober, you know, because that's their theme. You know, come Christmas time, I'll be on a vacation. Hopefully. Next year, I hope to get out to next year, I want to be able to get out to like Printopia or something. I'd like to go to one of these 3D events. You know, I wish I had one in Canada, but you know, now that 3D Printopia is moving to Philadelphia, that's a pretty cheap flight for me. So it's like, oh, I might go there just to check it out. You know, but I got to get healthy first. That's what we're working on. But yeah, man, I mean, it's what it is, right? Just focus on what you can focus on. Don't go too broad, because it's really hard to do both YouTube, Twitch, Kick. I mean, there are people who literally do all of them, right? It's like, yeah, you can, but you really gotta have something that hits, or somebody who helps you hit it, because it's gonna be hard. That's like I always tell people, you know, I'd love somebody to come back and say, oh, you know, Giggy does some great stuff. Hey, can I make some shorts out of your videos for you? I'm like, sure, go ahead. And then I'll post them once a week, you know, and I'll give you the credit. You made them, you know, but you're helping me and I'm helping you at the same time, you know. It kind of works. And that's what it is. You and the moderator are like a team. And then when you get bigger, you know, moderators get benefits. You know, it's just the way it works. Oh, I think we all are. I think a lot of people are. I think tariffs had a big problem on everybody this year. Like, it's kind of like I can't afford to buy the name brand bread. I'm buying the deli made bread because it's $3 versus whatever the other one is, because I can't afford to buy that every week just to throw it out. It's like, wow, that got really expensive on me. You know, so it pinches me just like everybody else, right? I mean, I'm not a big streamer, you know. I don't make a sugar mama and they disconnect me, or what? Check my internet. Weird. Yeah, all of a sudden I get disconnected. That's crazy. That's a random. That hasn't happened in so long. So who's got the update? Let's see. Twitch got an update or what? But yeah, that's basically the way it is, right, man? Oh yeah, I got disconnected. And it happens. Whatever, but... But yeah, now you do good. Your Discord's doing well. You got a lot of traffic in there. You just got to remember, it's not the horse race is not an overnight thing. Unless you're on OnlyFans. And even then, that platform's dying, so... And I mean, it's interesting, too. If you look at... And here's the thing. Like, I can look at my viewers that I had exactly a year ago. I don't have the same viewers today. You know, I've got new viewers. And it's cyclical, right? You'll have people you had a year ago. They'll come back 2 years later. You know, they're not with you every day.